I'm Kaya.
And I'm Lisa.
And we're from The Spacious Woman. And actually, if you want to join our Facebook group, there's a link in the description above. We share so many tools like this in there and create a really powerful space for women like you. And today we're talking about balance which is a big topic because it's a topic that the women we've been working with and the women in our community are bringing up. It's a theme.
It's the word, right? Like every day, more and more people, more and more women are joining our group. And when we ask them, what is it that you most want from us? They say, I want to learn how to create balance.
I want balance in my life.
Balance. It's the word, right?
And a lot of the stereotypical old ways that people have talked about balance and how to get balance don't actually really serve mothers and women who are holding so many different balls in the air and doing so many different things.
The creation of balance is historically being taught and still being taught that way on that, that work-life balance, right? You hear that all the time. It's built on the system of single focus, like you go to work, you come home, that's it. It's often a real masculine type approach, and it's taught as this static system that you need to create and put in place and be done, and then just follow it, right? Once your system's in place. That does not work for who we are, right? As busy working mothers, we are juggling so many different balls, so many roles and responsibilities and a lot of it, if let's be really clear and honest, is not in our control. Like we think that we can say this is how it's going to look today. You don't really get to pick how it's going to look today, not all the time. That's the reality of a busy working mother, right? We get thrown curveballs all day, every day. So we need a different system, a whole different approach for balance. And we need to understand that balance is not a static system. It is fluid, and we need to work with it using a different model. And it's a model that we teach, and there is actually, we did a free training a week or two ago in the Spacious Woman, which is the free group, on it, and we talked about several tools and the whole system. And if you join the group, it's there for you. So come along and hang out with us. But today, we want to talk about a really key piece around this, and that is the idea of sustainability, right? So most people, when you try to put in place a balanced static system, like this is how I'm going to do it every morning at 9, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my yoga, all those pieces that we try to lock it all in and schedule it, and that will create our balance, right? That quickly becomes unsustainable and we just fall off the wagon on it, right? How do we really...
And we take ourselves out from it. Our resistance comes up.
Yeah. And we beat ourselves up, like we blame ourselves, right? That we didn't get it right when we're trying to use a system that will not work for us. So, but a key piece here is you need to really examine the sustainability in the management of your energy, your physical energy, right? On a day-to-day level. And it's fluid, it changes all the time too, right? And so the tool we want to give you today is, it seems simple on the surface, but if you actually work it, and look at it, and we're talking micro tweaks, right? So everything that we are sharing and teaching has to be stuff for our women, the people like us, we get it, right? It has to be, I can't add more stuff into my schedule. It's already chockers, right? Like we know that. It has to be stuff that doesn't take more time. It's about the way you're approaching it.
Yeah, and the powerful thing about that is those tiny little tweaks in how you be, and in your awareness, and in doing something really little just differently, is actually where a lot of the change happens. That's where the power is.
That's where the power and the transformation is, okay? So this is another tool that, again, doesn't take more time. We're not asking you to take more time and put more stuff on top, right? That will just sink you into complete overwhelm. This is about looking at the way you're managing your energy. Okay, your energetic management on a day-to-day level, and that is a key piece in creating sustainability, and it's a big step on your path towards balance, right? So how do you do that? And this is a really simple tool that we want to give you today, but it's a game changer. So we'll give you the tool first, and then we'll tell you how you work it into the moments of your day in a really simple, easy way that is not overwhelming.
Yeah. And the first part of how you actually engage with this tool is awareness. So use this space, us sharing this with you, to gain more awareness about yourself. And what we're asking you to do is scan over your days, over your weeks, and be honest with yourself. And you don't need to do an inventory of everything. Like, you could add to this as you go. But look at what are some of the things, and by things I mean thoughts or habits or particular ways of interacting with people or with life that you do that feel draining on your energy. And some examples, like a really obvious example, is mindlessly going to social media. It's definitely an energy draining.
We do that because we need to zone out, right? But yeah, it's
actually there's some needs that are not being met. Yeah.
But it's draining. Yeah.
Mm.
It can also be some of the things, if you're really honest, that you've said yes to, that in hindsight are draining you and not adding to you at all. You know, there's a lot of stuff in here. So what drains you? What other examples would we say?
Also particular thought patterns, like if you've got this funky dynamic between you and your child, for example, and you notice that there's a particular thing that you're assuming about that dynamic or about them that feels heavy and feels draining, then that's a thought pattern that's draining.
So one of mine could be procrastination. That's hugely draining on your energy, right? To hold a thought but not be doing it, to just be procrastinating a lot. That is massively draining. Okay, so right now in this moment while you're watching the video, just write down one or two things that you know are draining. Okay.
And particularly powerful are the things that you're like, well, I know they're draining, but I can, if I look over my week, in the last week, I've actually done them quite a bit. Yeah. They're the powerful ones to write down. Okay. And then another list is to tune into what are the things that I sometimes do, even if you don't do them very much, or I have done occasionally, or I know I really want to do. They don't have to be big things that actually fill you with energy, because there are things that give you energy and there are things that drain you of energy, and this is about being aware of what does which.
And it's not even about the task, right? So one woman would say, it's intensely draining for me to play Lego on the floor with my child. Like, I'm not wired that way. I find Lego really difficult. It's hard to do, right? Okay, so that is a draining task. And we're not saying that draining tasks, you're never going to do them, right? That's unrealistic. We're saying identify what drains your energy. Okay, what takes out from your energy. The same woman, a different woman, could have the same situation and say, that fills me up. We laugh so much, that brings me joy, right?
And this is not about judging your experience of what's draining you or what's filling you up. Like, trust your journey.
Actually be real with yourself.
Be honest with yourself.
Okay, and so maybe it's not that. Maybe for you, it's sitting in the sun. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's the particular shower gel you use. I mean, it could be anything, right? But what is it that brings you energy, that fills you up? And the easiest way is to probably look at what gives you a bit of joy, what feels light to you, right?
What shifts your mood, shifts your energy.
So again, write a couple things just now on the other side, on the other list, and have a look at it, right? This list you want to get really clear on and build it out a little bit more than what we're doing here in this quick video, right? But then here's how you need to work the system, right? You will do things that drain you in reality, okay? There are things that we do that we want to do, legitimately want to do. So, okay, procrastination is not one of them in my example, but there are things that feel important to me in my value system that I know require me to expend energy, to output energy that's a bit draining for me. Doesn't mean I don't value them. It doesn't mean I don't believe that they need to happen, but I'm conscious that that's energy going out, right? If I do not look on I would say moment-to-moment basis, but at least a daily basis, right, on wow, I'm extending a lot on my draining list today, and I don't bring in like some of those little things on that are filling me back up, then I'm just draining my energy. It's just going out and out and out and out, and I am not topping up.
And you're guaranteed to not feel balanced.
You will definitely not feel balanced, and it won't be sustainable. You can't keep extending forever. The longer you try, the more your life will move into complete and utter chaos, and you'll end up in a crappy space. You don't want that, right? So simply start a little mental checks and balance on how much of your tasks in your day are draining you versus what do I need to do to top up?
No.
Right? If you do not add those little things, and I'm not talking go to a yoga class or go on a retreat, you know, those big ones.
You can.
You can.
But, then, yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about the little things that you know that just give you back a tiny bit of energy. Small, micro shifts, right? If you're not ever pulling those back in and topping them up, you don't have sustainability and you won't have balance. Okay.
And another, just do whatever really resonates with you, but another really kind of pinpointed way you can work with this practice is if on your draining list there's one really simple little thing that you're like, I do that heaps and I know that really drains me, and also it doesn't actually serve me, like I don't even really want to be doing it. Like, for example, mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, or a particular judgment about yourself or a loved one that keeps coming up, or about life, then pick that one thing and choose to, every time you catch yourself, every time you're aware that you're doing that thing, because that moment of awareness is so powerful, choose a energy filling thing that you're going to replace it with. So notice that you're doing it, and an energy filling thing could simply be taking a few really conscious deep breaths.
Go get a glass of water.
Yeah. Or go step outside and really feel the sun on your skin. Like anything like that is so simple. So it's like a pattern interrupt every time you're like, oh, I'm doing that energy draining thing that I don't want to be doing. What's the thing I'm replacing it with? And remember and do that. And just every time you remember, and really celebrate that in yourself, because that helps to shift that energy as well.
Okay, so this is like the tip of the iceberg. This is something that we can share with you in 10 minutes and you can take it away and you can really have a shift. Notice that we're talking about, this is a mindset shift, and this is a micro management of our energy to create that balance that we want. And it's a great first step. If you're keen and you're interested, come join our Facebook group, Spacious Woman. The link is in the description. We've got way more tools. There's lots happening in the group. We did a free training. It's on the timeline, which was all about extra ways we create balance in the whole system that we're teaching. You're most welcome. We would love to see you there. Until then, I think we're back tomorrow. But
yes.
Enjoy your day today and have a good look today. Go through the day. What's draining me? What's filling me up? A lot of women, when they start this, go, oh, holy crap, pretty much everything I did was on my draining list today. And if you want sustainability and balance, you need to have the awareness and start looking at that.
And bring those tiny energy filling things in. All right. Mwah, you've got this.